Hi, welcome to Dive Time. I'm Captain Mike. This week, Gerard and I were diving on the Baja California. It's a freighter that was sunk in World War II by a German U-boat off the coast of Naples. It was carrying dry goods, had some munitions on it, a deck gun. We found several artifacts, and we'll show them to you in the clips. Also, Jack is back. He's got a tech tip on dry boxes and the things that you should have for a safe and eventful dive, spare parts in case you break down. Don't want to miss the dive. Also, if you guys want to like us on YouTube, we're also on Instagram and Facebook. Like us, share it, follow us. We're trying to put this together. Sadly, Gerard is no longer with us. I'm putting it up for him, putting it up for my kids. I hope you guys like it. Remember, this was all 30 years ago. Being that it was so far off the coast of Naples, we were very fortunate to have the Odyssey, which was a custom dive boat, one of the only ones in its time there in Naples, Florida. We could run about 35 knots, so we could get out there in 2 hours or a little under 2 hours. Of course, if the seas were rough, we couldn't do it. But for the most part, we picked and tried to go out on good days. When you run 63 miles offshore, you don't see land anymore, and there's not a lot of people out there to help you. So enjoy it. It's got some old commercials in it. Didn't bother taking them out. If you guys don't like the commercials, let me know. I can take them out in the future. Until next week, safe dives. See you then.
Are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect the views of this cable company, its employees, or advertisers. All program content is the sole responsibility of the sponsor.
Hi, welcome to Dive Time. I'm Captain Mike Walters.
And I'm Gerard.
Stay with us. We have a great show planned for you today. Hi, welcome back to Dive Time. I'm Captain Mike Walters, and today on Dive Time we're going to go diving on the Baja California. It's in the Gulf of Mexico off the coast of Naples, Florida. And with me today is Gerard, and we've brought some artifacts with you. And
yes. Those are the ones you found actually on that dive, isn't it?
Absolutely.
When we were diving. And we also have a little bit of footage to do to show those nice people today, right?
That's right. We brought some footage on the California, but before we show that, I thought maybe we'd talk a little bit about these artifacts and show the people at home these artifacts.
Sounds good.
The Baja California was a freighter that was torpedoed by a German U-boat. And it was carrying dry goods, it was carrying glasswares, it was carrying a tank, a Jeep, and a half-track.
Yeah.
And these are some of the things that we found on it. Again, they're just some empty bottles. They don't have anything in them right now. This one actually has a cork in it. And we did find a bottle that's an IV bottle, and I don't like to move this around too much because it's still full of the IV solution in it, and it's been on the bottom for about 50 years.
You shake it a little bit, see what's inside, if there is any residues inside or anything
Actually,
growing in there.
This was sterile solution 50 years ago, but there is some cultures that are growing in it now. So
I can see, I don't know.
I guess after 50 years, everything grows up a little bit, right?
Yeah.
The artifacts are laying in and around the Baja California, as you know, and we've dove it before. It's a deep wreck. And
I like this comb right here.
You like that?
Want to use it?
Well, it won't do me any good, Gerard, but you could use it. That's an old Minuet hard rubber comb.
Yeah.
It's been around, probably, I don't think you can buy Minuet anymore, but 50 years ago you could. So we'd like to show you the footage we brought with us. And we might as well start rolling that tape, and we'll talk a little bit more about the Baja as it goes. The Baja California lies about 59 miles off the coast of Naples, so you have to do a long boat ride to get out to it. It's a 2.5 hour ride.
Oh, yeah, that's we leave early in the morning, usually pretty early. And it's about 2 hours, did you say? 2 hours with good seas?
With good seas. The Gulf of Mexico can be real rough or real calm.
It's very pretty in the morning, too, when you leave.
We love to leave early in the morning and catch a sunrise over the coast. A little bit about the Baja California. It was a Norwegian freighter, I'm sorry, it was a Honduran freighter with a Norwegian crew on it. And it was one of the boats that was torpedoed by a German U-boat. It was torpedoed by the U-84. And that was on July 18th, 1942.
And now we can see part of the structure right there. And I can see that we have pretty big fish on that. Can you tell us about that?
That's a big Jewfish. He probably weighs about 300 pounds. Yeah. The wreck itself, if you notice, it's listing on its port side. When this ship went down, there were actually 22 survivors. It was torpedoed in the middle of the night. It was common for the ships to run with no lights, but it was seen anyway. And some of the footage you'll see here, it's been down 50 years, but you can see a lot of torn up decking and so on. The torpedo was so strong it literally tore the front of the ship right off. The bow section's off and facing back.
The good thing about it too is it's far enough so that you have good visibility for the diving.
Yeah, for the Gulf of Mexico, in close to shore, the visibility is not always the best. And there are days out here where the visibility is practically zero, and then there's days out here where the visibility is very good. And like on this day, it's very good for the Gulf of Mexico, as you can see. Now, during wartime, they did put guns on these ships. It had a 4-inch gun on the aft section, which you're looking at again is the aft section.
Right.
It also had a 50 caliber machine gun mounted on the front section.
Here is the gun that we were talking about.
That's the 4-inch deck gun. There's also some shells. If you do dive this wreck, if you ever get a chance to dive it, be careful. There are still some live shells around this wreck.
Right, that's true.
Now, these 22 survivors were picked up by a 9-passenger seaplane. The seaplane landed. It was on a routine reconnaissance flight. It saw this, the fire and the debris. He landed a seaplane. It was one of those nights. It was flat, calm. He landed a seaplane. They took out the seats and everything else because it was only a 9-passenger plane. Loaded 22 people in it and managed to get it back up in the air and get everybody back safely.
Yeah, that's amazing. Sometimes how lucky can you get, huh?
Yeah, I don't know that we'd be that lucky. There's a nice jellyfish. There are quite a few jellyfish.
It's pretty big too.
In the Gulf of Mexico.
No, you can touch them on the outside and you won't get stung.
That's right. It's a misconception that you can't touch them at all. So again, like you say on the outside, this part of it right here, you can put your hand right on it on the moon jellyfish.
I don't know what that is. It's very difficult to see it, you know, but it was just in front of my camera lens, and suddenly I realized there was something there. It's difficult to see.
Yeah, again, it's another type of jellyfish that still live in the saltwater. There's a lot of life on the Baja California. For a wreck that's gone down, there's a tremendous amount of life, big fish life.
It's worth to go a few times and dive it over again and over again.
Well, due to its depth of 120 feet, you really can't dive it very long. I mean, it's a 12-minute to 14-minute dive.
Stretching.
On air, if you were diving it on nitrox, you could stretch it out a little bit. But it's real shallow, or I'm sorry, it's real deep. So your bottom time is really slow.
Well, I think we're just about to go into a little commercial here, probably. So don't go away. We'll be right back right after these messages.
For more information about Odyssey Dive Team, call 941-947-8329.
Naples' newest and most unique bistro for the 90s is Mangoes & Company, a place for friends both new and known to unwind with a cocktail hour from 5 to 7 p.m. Mangoes & Company Naples Night Spot, a soft, relaxing atmosphere featuring a lighter approach to the dinner menu, which includes seafood and pastas. Entertainment such as tableside magic or live music enhance your visit at Mangoes. Mangoes & Company, Naples' newest and best place to meet, located next to Pippin's on US 41.
There is only one Southwest Florida local newscast live at 5:30.
In tonight's news, there has been another...
And only one person who will tell you the whole story, not just sound bites.
Arrested by Naples police on burglary charges.
Gulf Coast Journal and Dave Taylor. The only things you need to know for Southwest Florida's best and only live 5:30 local news. News, weather, and sports from the 10 News team. Weeknights at 5:30 and 7 on WSWF TV 10. We're Southwest Florida's TV.
I don't know if you remember me, but I'm your lab partner in science. Anyways, I was wondering if you'd consider dancing with me.
Yeah, I would.
Really? You dance with me?
No, I said I'd consider it. Then I'd say no.
Hi, I don't know if you know me very well, but...
No, thank you.
I'm not much of a dancer, but...
No.
You know, I wouldn't blame you if you said...
No.
Would you like to dance with me?
If at first you don't succeed, you're pretty normal. From the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
Hi, welcome back to Dive Time. This week, Jack Brandt from Sealandia has got a really useful tip on a dry box and the type of things you could keep in it. So, see what you think.
We're going to talk about Save-A-Dive kits. Save-A-Dive kits are handy to have on the boat because while you're out there, who knows what's liable to happen. Let's take a look and see what's inside this dry box. Dry boxes, by the way, are a handy way of carrying the Save-A-Dive stuff. Inside the box, we'll find one of the most important things is no fog. No fog keeps your mask from fogging. It's nice to have, and you can share it with your buddies. Along with the no fog, another important content of the dry box would be O-rings. Never can tell what's going to happen on the boat. People are liable to lose the O-ring out of a tank valve or blow an O-ring on a hose, and it's nice to have replacements immediately. This little box contains an assortment of the most common O-rings. Along with the O-rings, it's nice to have a replacement fin strap. The fin straps get old, and because they're made out of rubber, the ozone will attack them, and you may not notice the cracks in them, and they'll break as you're putting them on. So having a spare fin strap is really handy and helpful. Also along the same vein is for your mast strap. The mast strap sometimes will get old and lose its stretch and may break while you're getting ready to go diving, so having a spare mast strap is important. Also, what I like to have in my kit is a spare mouthpiece. You'll notice that sometimes the bite tabs are severely worn, and if you get a little too anxious, you're liable to bite them through, and having a spare mouthpiece for replacement makes a much more comfortable dive. Along with these articles, we have port plugs. In the event that there is a hose failure and not one is readily available on the dive boat for replacement, you may be able to just remove the hose and insert the port plug in the first stage and continue your dive. Along with that, you really do need some kind of tools, and we have a dive tool that is specially designed with the right number of wrenches and so forth that will fit practically all of the common wrenches that are necessary for working on a regulator. It also has in it a blade screwdriver, 2 different sizes, a Phillips screwdriver, and an Allen wrench. Also in here along that is necessary is tie wraps. Tie wraps are handy for everything, obviously for the mouthpiece, but tie wraps are also essential. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Jack. That was a great tech tip. Some of the things that we carry with us are like an adjustable wrench also, and if you can carry an extra regulator with you, it's always
better to have to than ending up not diving at all.
That's right. And a fin strap braking, it always breaks when you just have, you've got all your gear on, you're sitting on the edge of the boat or you're standing on the platform, you reach down to put your fin on, the fin strap breaks.
It happened to me, and I was sorry not to have an extra one aboard that time, yes. But anyways, don't go away. We'll be right back with Dive Time.